Hello, this is Edna White. I am so glad you're with me today. Today we're going to talk about to be female, anxious, and black. Now, anxiety is a disorder that most commonly is a mental health disorder that's in the United States, of course. Now, the data shows that black women, anxiety is more chronic and the symptoms are more intense than their white counterparts. This description, however, only tells half the story. What does it not tell us is how anxiety is perceived and experienced daily by the black woman. Now let's imagine the images of a black woman. I'm going to talk to you about that. To fully understand anxiety and black women, we must understand how black women are viewed in this country. Research in history tells us that there are three basic images that exist: the strong black woman, the angry black woman, and the Jezebel video vixen. These images affect how other people see how black women and how they perceive them. They also play a role in the development and the maintenance of anxiety. They keep us on standby or on our tippy toes or white knuckling it because we're waiting for somebody to say, hey, she's black and she's an angry black woman, or she's so strong she would never cry. We're waiting for all of that. Or she's the video vixen. She's always got something bad going on. Now, strong black woman, the legendary Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth. And every black grandmother is renowned for her persistence and perseverance. There are many positive aspects about being a strong black woman, but there are a whole lot of negative ones as well. A strong black woman keeps on keeping on, even when she knows she should stop, placing her mental and physical health at risk. An angry black woman will cuss you out before hearing you out. Such as Tyler Perry's Medea is a classic example of a angry black woman. Our work with these women has found that many of them are anxious. The anger is an outward expression of the discomfort with the negative effect associated with anxiety that's working on the inside. The Jezebel video vixen represents the sexuality of the black woman. The term Jezebel comes from the biblical queen who turned her husband against God. Since slavery, black women have been sexualized in a derogatory way, often represented in a rap or hip-hop videos. Black women, particularly professional black women, work hard to dispel the Jezebel video vixen image. So you can imagine the anxiety there. Social anxiety. In workplaces, college and professional school settings around the country, black women often find themselves the only one in the first place, in the only place, at all times. They're the only one in a group of other whites. Anxiety. In these situations, they have been taught that they have to be twice as good. I know I was told that. And go twice as far. And that they're representing the race and that they are being watched more closely than other white counterparts. Beliefs that are not necessarily inaccurate, but still give you anxiety. These beliefs, coupled with the black woman image, increase risk for social anxiety. Another social anxiety risk factor in the workplace, in the college, and the graduates, the professionals, and in schools is the acting of white accusation. As the images attest, far too often we forget that there are no more than 3 ways to be black in the country. The acting white accusation has nothing to do with wanting to be white and everything to do with what it means to be black. In other words, it is an attack on one's racial identity when you turn this inward, and it can create anxiety. PTSD. The rate of sexual assault among black women is 3.5 times higher than that of any other group in the country. Black women are also less likely to report the assault. Many suffer in silence for years, never sharing with anyone what happened to them. Thus, the trauma remains unnamed, unknown, and untreated, and the symptoms worsen. Racism is a form of trauma. Disproportionately affects black women and men. You see, trauma in the form of racism can be directly or indirectly experienced. Driving while black, shopping while black, and everyday racial microaggressions like clenching your pocketbook when I go past you, or moving your child aside because you think I'm going to take them. There wasn't no children. So, this is a direct example of racial trauma. The most indirect examples are the viral videos of unarmed black women and men being killed. Vicariously witnessing race-based trauma can be as devastating as the direct form. So if you see it, you're still affected. PTSD. Help seeking. This is my all-time favorite. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Slowly the stigma associated with seeking help for anxiety is disappearing. Women have begun to understand that an anxious black woman is not crazy. She's simply anxious. And with the assistance of the right people in their lives, like therapists, like life coaches, like someone who knows what they're talking about in a safe space, they can reclaim their lives. Black women who seek help want a therapist who understands the issues. We don't want somebody white sitting in front of us telling us how we should feel because they don't understand. Just saying. Imagine telling you something who you're white and you're telling me to be strong. I just heard this all day. I just heard this all my life. Why do I have to keep being strong? Black women, they're recommended to stop working out because it's giving you more hormones, more superpower than you need. The therapist tells you that. It happens, you know. So it's important that you find a therapist that's culturally competent and is open to culturally adapting anxiety interventions. See, you see, cultural competence involves, but is not limited to, familiarity with the stereotypical images that we just talked about of the black woman, racial trauma, and the acting white accusation. Cultural adaptation can include assessment and discussion of racial trauma and deconstruction of the images of the black woman. Isn't that great? I love it. Another form of cultural adaptation involves how an intervention is delivered. In our program, we use sister circles. It's an indigenous form of healing. Within the circles, we adapt CBT for black female populations. So that's the cognitive restructuring to replace erroneous thoughts. We teach musical cognitive restructure. We talk about the black woman as a whole. That's what my coaching does. And that's what it provides for you if you're seeking help. So I want to just let you know about those little things that to be black and anxious, to be a female, anxious and black is a serious thing. Ladies and gentlemen, take it seriously. My white counterparts, hear what I'm saying. My black girls that rock, know what I'm saying. And take care of it. Talk to you later.